Yeah.
Okay, so when the examiner comes on board, you're gonna go with my seatbelt on and secured to the bus, not frayed or torn, and latches properly. I am going to begin my brake test. And so you turn on your accessory. You'd have your lights on, probably your hazards on, and you have your little fans off because you don't need them on yet. What else is running? I hear something. I don't know what it is. Okay, so yeah, you'll have it on. So then you'll go ahead and start it. Sorry, I had to think about what I'm doing. It's been a little while since I've done a DMV pre-trip. Haven't had anyone to train for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn my bus on. I'm waiting for my governor cutoff to set or to go off, and so I'm listening for that. If you're impatient a little bit, you can rev it up a little bit. DMV, just up or down a little bit, hit that high idle again.
Are you waiting for the yellow switch to pop
There
out?
it is. Did you hear it?
Oh, no, you're waiting for
Yep,
that.
I'm waiting for that noise. And so with my governor cut off, releasing, that tells me that my tanks, my left and right tanks, are filled to between 110 and 120 psi. And so now I'm going to go ahead and turn my bus off. I'm going to stick it back into accessory at that time. And then I'm going to put my foot, as soon as it cycles through, I'm going to put my foot on the brake and I'm going to release my parking brake. And it can lose no more than 3 psi in 60 seconds. And I'm going to time that. And you'll have your timer on your watch. They will, at the DMV, will count that. They'll be counting it with you. They'll be watching it and making sure that you're doing the full 60 seconds. So you can either count it out with the one Mississippi, two Mississippi, or you can just have a timer on your watch or on your phone.
And you want that to go to what?
You want the whole 60 seconds.
But what does it have to reach?
Well, it doesn't. It can't lose no more than 3 psi. So it dropped. It initially dropped, but it hasn't dropped anymore.
Okay.
Okay, that's what you're waiting for. After that initial drop, then it can't drop any more than 3 psi.
Okay.
That minute is a long minute, too.
New York minute.
Uh-huh.
So it'll initially drop to 3 psi, but
It'll initially drop and then it will stop, and it can drop no more than 3 psi because you're applying pressure.
Oh, 3 more on top of whatever it dropped.
Right.
Yeah.
Over that initial drop. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it says 29. I think we might be a little short of it, but at that time, when you start fanning your brakes out, and you're waiting for your low air warning and all your lights to come on. I got 3 lights here. It comes on about 60 psi. Then my next step is at 40, between 40 and 20 psi, my emergency parking brake is going to pop. And there it goes. And then at that time, we're going to start it up. So that way it can build air back up. Have the high idle on so it builds up a little faster. After the low air warning lights go out, or even after it builds a little bit, you can do the rest of your brake test. I like to wait until the low air warning lights go out so that way I know it has plenty of air to do what I want it to do. I'm going to put my foot on the brake, I'm going to put my bus into drive, and I'm going to take my foot off the brake and then accelerate. And it needs to hold. The parking brake needs to hold. So it's holding, it's not going anywhere. And then at that next time...
Now, I thought when you were showing me in your bus, when I rode with you, you put it in reverse.
I did, yeah, but at the DMV, you're going to want to put it in drive.
Put it in drive at the DMV, okay.
And so I'm going to leave it in drive, and at this time I'm going to take off my parking brake. And there's not a whole lot of room, so I'm not going to let it go the whole bit, but you just lift up and apply it. And that is all operational, and that concludes my brake test.
They call it goose it, right? Goose it to 5 and hit the brake. Right.
You don't really even have to get to 5. You just got to get a good roll and then stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your brake test. That's all. If you pass that, then they'll go on to. If they don't say anything like, well, you missed this, then you know you're not going any further. But if they don't say anything, then you're going to come over here to your left panel. And if you're looking on your sheet, I'm seeing everything that's on here. Okay, so I think we're up here on the left panel already.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my mirror adjustments. And it adjusts all my mirrors, and they're all set properly for me.
All the
including my student mirror.
Do you name those like 1, 2, 3?
You don't have to, no.
But all the mirrors are.
All my mirrors.
All my mirrors and my seat are adjusted to me.
If you want to say seat, we never have.
Okay.
And so those are my mirror adjusters. Then I have my mirror defrost, and that defrosts my mirrors, the top 2 on each side.
Yeah.
And the way I would check that is to like reach out and feel it, and I should be able to feel some heat coming on, and or watch the fog start to dissipate, the frost or whatever. And so that's that. This is my panel dim switch. I can dim my lights on my panel. You can see it right here. See that red light? How it's dimming that?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to see during the day. Then I would go to, you don't have to mention your high idle because not every bus has that. Next is my headlights. I have off and on. I can see that they're working in my crossover mirrors. And then I have my fan here. It's on low, it's on high, and my other fan, low, high, and then my noise suppression switch. It's working because it quieted all the loud noises. I'm going to turn that back on, turn these guys off, and then I have my driver dome light. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It is a proper color. I have my right side student dome lights. They are all a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing. And I have my left side, right side student dome lights. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. A proper color. I also have my rear student dome lights. They are a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing. And they also illuminate my emergency exit. One of my emergency exits. This is my strobe light. I would turn it on. I could see that it's working by stepping out off the bus 10 feet and looking up at the top of the bus, and or I can look out that back hatch at it and see that it's flashing from the back hatch. And then I come over here to my steering wheel. I have my my hazards, which are on. I have my left blinker and my right blinker. I can see that they're working, by the mirror up here.
Yeah. Does it matter which one you turn on first?
No. No.
Like she was saying, you already had the
hazards
flash,
on.
the hazards on. So you say they're on. I can see them in my crossover mirrors, and then you start with the left or right.
Right, either way you want to do it. Yep.
And when you turn on your turn signals, you say it cancels your flashers?
You don't have to say it.
No.
Nope. There's my left and there's my right.
Yeah.
And then I have my windshield wipers. They are working properly. And they are not working properly because there is no goo coming out.
So
if anything like that happens on your thing, which we'll check the fluids and stuff before you go.
Okay.
But you would just say that has happened since I came here. But
was
if you checked all your fluids, but yeah, it was working before that, and I will notify my maintenance guy of this. But yeah, I don't know why it must really be low or it's frozen. Okay, so anyway, turn those off, and then after that you have my steering wheel has no excessive play, my horn works, and then you don't have to mention your cruise control because not everyone has it. And so you would go up here to your panel. So I start with my air tanks. They are built back up between 110 and 120, so that makes them operational. I'm not hearing any air leaks. This is my miles per hour gauge. It's at 0 because we are not moving. This is my coolant temperature. It is at normal operating range. It's about in the middle. This is my RPMs. It's a little under 1,000, and that is at normal for idling. It will also rise and fall as I travel. This is my oil pressure. It is at normal operating range, which is just a little low. It'll also rise and fall as I drive. This is my battery voltage. It needs to be between 13.8 and 14, which is right now it's at 14. This is my transmission temp. It is at 125, which is at normal operating range, and it will rise and fall, and the fan will operate as it gets too hot. My gear shift is in neutral, and my parking brake is set. And you don't need to mention the time. This is my DEF gauge. It is between fill and full, and right now it's at full. This is my fuel gauge, my diesel fuel gauge. I need to make sure that I have enough for my trip, which I do, and it is between fill and full.
Okay, say that again. Your DEF and fuel.
My DEF. It's between fill and full.
Okay.
And right now it's at full.
Okay.
And then my diesel, I need to make sure I have enough fuel for the trip, which normally is a half a tank.
How about
the half a tank flat? Yeah. Right.
How about my DEF and fuel? My DEF and fuel should be above half a tank to leave the lot.
You can probably get away with that.
Okay.
Yep. But it's between fill and full.
Fill and full.
Mm-hmm. Of course, like I said, my parking brake's set. I told you about my gear shift, and there's no excessive play in it.
Yeah.
All right, and so then we go on to our heaters. I got my driver's heater. I got low, and you can kind of hear it. High, off. My heater pump I don't need to mention. My front heater is at low, high, off. My second front heater, low, high, and off. My rear heater, low, high, and off. Low, and my second rear heater, high, and off. Then I have my, I turn my master switch on, which helps me operate my lights above. And then this, my warning light starts my amber lights. And I can see that they're working by having a coworker let me know that they're working up front. I can walk to the back to see that they're working. I can also see them flashing in the lights up there. You can see them up there.
Which ones are those? The hazards?
Your top. Your student loading lights.
Oh, the ambers.
Yeah,
okay.
Your ambers.
The ambers.
And then in order to get my reds to go, I open my door. I can see that they're working here. I can see that they're working in that thing up there where I can step out, check them around. I can also see that my stop arm deployed properly, and the lights on it are working properly. My door opened and closed securely, and there's no brakes or frays in it. And so then this is my defrost, and I can feel up here some warm air coming out, so it's working properly or operational. And that's all I need to mention in my cockpit area. I already did that when I had my fans on.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? Did I miss?
No.
All right, so since I'm going to get up now, I'm going to go ahead and turn my bus off. I'm going to put it back in accessory. I'm going to take my seatbelt off. All right, I start with I go up to the top always, and so I'm going to start with my emergency equipment. My latch works properly. My door is secured to the bus. I have my 3 warning triangles. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. They're secured to the bus. I have my fire extinguisher, which is dated and rated and charged. Mm-hmm. It's in the green. Mm-hmm. I have my extra fuses for if I was to need them. I have my first aid kit, which is fully stocked, secured to the bus, and then I have my body fluid kit, which is fully stocked and secured to the bus. Mm-hmm. And those are the 5 items up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then close that down, and it latches properly. All right, then I would come down here to my engine. My engine. Be careful when you open these up. You want to have this flat side to the outside, not the inside, the outside to the outside. And then when you try to lift it up, make sure it's not catching that seal. That seal is going to keep all your fumes out. And so if you catch that, it's going to pull it up and it's going to be a big mess. So if it kind of hinders, it's kind of adjusted a little bit. See how the latch is up. So you want to have that right about there, so that way it's not catching that seal. Okay. All right. So then you would start with, that's my fuel pump. It's not leaking. My engine oil, since the engine's hot, I'm not going to take it off, but I would pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it out. It needs to be between fill and full. Stick it back in, and then my it needs to be when the engine is off. My transmission fluid, I would do the same thing. I would pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it out, and it needs to be between fill and full. It needs to be checked when the engine is running. This is my oil reserve. Cap's on tight. It's not leaking. Over here is my my oil filter. It is not leaking.
Where's the oil filter?
Let me get my flashlight out. It's right there.
That
red thing right there.
Okay.
It's not leaking, and it's secured to the bus. Up there, I don't know if you can see that little pulley right there. It's red with the black around it. Mm-hmm. That's my pulley. That's my belt. It's not frayed or torn, and it's at proper adjustment with no more than 1 inch play. All my belts, hoses, brackets, nuts, bolts are all secure and not missing.
Okay.
And that's everything in the engine that you need to mention.
Okay.
All right, and then you put your little thing down. Okay. Onward. Well, nope, we got to do the inside. Almost. We can actually open it here. After we turn off the thing, but yeah. So anyway, I would turn around now, and at this time I'm going to be checking the inside of my bus. I would check my first seats. The backs of them are secure. The bottoms of them are secure, and the backs again. The frames, I'd be making sure that they're not bent, broken, that all the nuts and bolts are present. And the straps and all that, if they have them, are secure and are working properly. I would check all the seats the same way. Would you like for me to do that? And
No,
it's going to take too
know.
long, so they're going to say no.
You pull up on the back and
Yep. And so that's how you would check those. You come here to your first window.
oh, but you asked them. is
You
what
asked
were saying.
them.
Okay,
You asked
I
them.
see what you're saying.
I have 6 emergency windows. You just pull up on the handle. The buzzer should sound, and then you just open it up.
Right, so
Opens freely and latches properly. I would check all my windows the same way. Would you like for me to check those? Thank you. Okay. So next, I have 2
Emergency hatches.
air vents and emergency hatches. They work as an air vent, and they also, if I needed to use it as an emergency exit, I would turn this button to
don't do
exit.
it.
I would push this red knob up, and it would fling that open, and
Yeah.
then I'd have to get it back together, get it matched
Take-
up.
takes a long
Takes
time.
a long time. Would you like for me to do that for you? And they'll say no. They just want to know
Don't
that,
forget to turn your.
they just want to know that you know how to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I would check this one the same way. Back here, I have my back door. As soon as I lift up
Go
that
first
lever,
since you're taking.
the alarm is going to sound. And it needs to sound. And then I need to make sure it opens up properly and stays open. And then I just push it again, and then it closes. And so that's all working properly and operational. Okay, I don't need to mention anything about my windows on the inside, because we're going to take care of those on the outside. My tread on the floor is not bubbled. It's adhered to the floor. There's no trip hazards. The rails are all bolted down and not causing any kind of trip hazard. And as I come up to the back, to the front of my bus, again, my tread is all secured to the bus, not causing any trip hazards. My handrail, thank you, is secured to the bus. And then my step light is a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing, and operational. And my, again, at that time, you're going to want to look. Stop and look at everything. Make sure you got everything, because once you step out, nothing on the inside will count anymore. Okay? Okay. Come on out. Alright, so then at that time, we're going to start here. And my door operates freely. The seal on it is not weathered, not torn or frayed. And then I go up to my top. I can see my clearance light. There's 2 yellows and there's a red one in the back. I'll show you when we get back there.
2 yellows and what?
2 yellows and a red in the back. They're not cracked, broken, or missing, a proper color. And I have emergency exits above my windows. They are properly labeled. I have 3 on this side. All the reflective tape is adhered to the bus, not cracked or torn. All my windows themselves, and you're touching them, are not cracked, broken, or missing, and are working properly. And I would check them all the same way. My school district sign is adhere to the bus, not frayed or torn. And then come back up here to my turn signal. Hazard light here, right here, is a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing, of amber. My curb light is a proper color, clear, not cracked, broken, or missing. All my reflective dots, I have 2 yellows and then a red one in the back, are all adhere to the bus, not torn or frayed. And then my DEF, the door is secure, there's no nesting, my cap's on tight, there's no leaks, my DEF hanger is secure to the bus, no leaks, and we'll get that when we get back. My diesel fuel, again, my door is secure, my cap's on tight, no nesting, no leaks. It goes under to my diesel tank, which is not leaking. I'm not seeing any leaks, and it's secured to the bus. And again, I mentioned all my reflective tape, so we can go back up to the front. That's the side. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and then we're going to go inside here. We're going to go to my air compressor, and I'm just visualizing it. I'm listening. I'm not hearing any leaks. My air compressor builds air, sends it through brake lines and hoses, which are not leaking. They're secured to the bus. Goes back to my air tanks, which are secured to the bus and not leaking. Come back up to my brake chamber, my push rod, my slack adjuster. They are not leaking. My push rod has no more than 1 inch play and is automatic. It then goes to my brake drum, which is my brake drum is smooth and free of debris, and then that's it on the brakes. Yes, that's it on the brakes. Yep. Okay, I think so anyway. In here I can see my leaf springs and leaf spring hangers on my suspension. They're not cracked, broken, or missing, or off kilter. My shock absorber right here is not leaking, and it's secured to the bus. My tire, my nuts, bolts, bushings, the 4 B's. My nuts, bolts, bushings, bearings.
Hangers?
I already said my leaf spring and leaf spring hangers. 4 B's, bushings, bearings, nuts, bolts, and what's the next one? The 4 B's.
4 B's.
On the front axle.
Bolts.
Brackets. You were close with the hanger. And so they're all in place. And then my tire. This is my front tire. It cannot be a retread. It has to have no less than 4/32. I would check that depth with the tire depth gauge. And then it has to be evenly worn. It comes to my sidewall, which cannot have any weathering, any bumps, bruises, tears. The pressure for the tire is on my sidewall. I would check it here with my valve stem and valve stem cap, which is on tight. I would check it with the tire pressure gauge. No more than 120 psi. It should actually be less than that, but no more than 120 psi. My rims are not welded, and they're not cracked, broken, or missing. My lug nuts are all secure. If they were rusted, it would mean that they were too loose. If they were silvering, it would mean they were been too tightened too much. And then this is my hub seal is secure.
What did you say before on the lug nuts?
The rusting would show that they're too loose, and the silver would show that they've been over tightened.
Rust trails.
And then my hub seal is secured to the bus. You can see here, see that line right there? How it's lighter up here and darker down here. It's level and it's not leaking. And I believe I got everything for the tire, the axle, and oh no, I didn't. My mud flap is secured to the bus. I check them all the same way. I think I got it all. Did I? Okay, so let's go to the back then. If you miss anything, you know, like, oh, like I could see that shock absorber a little bit better here, and I see it, and, oh, I didn't say that. I can say it again. my shock absorber. The only difference between my rear and my front is these can be 2 30-seconds, and they can be recaps or retreads, and then they have a space between them, which I need to check to make sure that there's nothing blocking them that could cause a fire.
Cup spacers?
Uh-huh.
But they can't be mismatched.
And yeah, they can't be mismatched. But, and then the seal would be the same thing.
But probably don't have to do more than one axle though.
Nope, just one. All right.
You have one axle?
To do.
No, we have four. We have
No, I mean
two.
For the pre-trip.
For the pre-trip, you only have to do one axle.
One axle. Okay, I see.
For the DMV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, on the back of my bus, here's my red clearance lights. They're all present. They're not cracked, broken, or missing. My school bus sign is adhered to the bus and not frayed or torn. My emergency exit is also secured to the bus and not frayed or torn. I have my red student loading lights. They're a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing. I have my amber student loading lights, which are a proper color and not cracked, broken, or missing.
I think that one is.
It does look cracked, doesn't it? That yellow one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to write that up. So that way it's not, so it's good. My windows, they're all not cracked, broken, or missing, free of obstruction.
Now you only have to do that on one side. You have to do it every side?
No,
Okay.
no, I, just mention it,
One
because
side.
it's the back, basically. My turn signal hazard lights are of amber color, not cracked, broken, or missing. My tail lights, brake lights, are a proper color red, not cracked, broken, or missing. This is my
But
brake
we
lights,
don't
tail
have
lights.
to have the lights on when we're doing this, do we?
Yeah, I would. I would.
With the brake lights.
My reverse lights are a proper color clear, and they're not cracked, broken, or missing. My reflective tape is all secured to the bus. My seals, like you said, are not weathered. My
Torn or
bumper
missing.
secure. My door operates properly, is secure. My latch is latching properly. My seals are not torn or frayed or weathered. And I can also look up under there to make sure that everything's good to go. Under my bus, I have my rear differential, which is that big round thing underneath the bus there. It is not leaking. I have my airbags. They're right there by the tire. They're the rubber type looking thing. They are not frayed or torn. They just help with suspension, but you do mention them. If you see that big round metal thing, the little round metal thing, those are your brake chambers.
Okay.
You don't have to mention them
Where
again
are
because
the
you already did that.
airbags? I'm sorry.
The airbags are up here, closer to the tire. If you come over here, I think you can see.
Yeah, this axle's further forward than the other buses.
Right there. Can you look in? It's right there. See that rubber thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's your airbag.
The little cylinder thing.
Yeah, it's rubber. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My airbags are not weathered or torn and not leaking. And so I got my differential, I got my airbags, and I got my differential, my airbags, my there's no leaks, leans, or hoses hanging, and that's it, I believe.
Exhaust pipe.
Okay, we're getting there. On this side of the bus, I would check it the same way. All my clearance lights, all my windows. So what's different over here is my exhaust pipe is secured to the bus. There's no soot trail inside
What
here.
trails?
Yeah, no soot. SOOT, soot trail.
Oh.
My exhaust pipe is straight, not bent, no holes. My drive shaft is straight, not bent, and my frame is straight and not bent.
Do we have to point out, like if he says, what is that? Is he going to say that?
No. You just need to be pointing to an area.
That'd be helping you. They won't help you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but if he says, well, what is that triangle thing? Or
but
whatever.
They won't do that.
They won't do that.
That's helping you. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't do that.
Okay.
But that triangle thing is what?
That's the drive.
This triangle thing right there? Right? Is that what you're talking about? This metal thing right here?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's the drive shaft.
Nope.
Frame.
It is your leaf spring hangers.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's been a while.
Yep. That's your leaf spring hangers. You
Okay.
see how it's holding the leaf springs up there? And see there's one back here too.
This is different than the hydraulic.
It's a little different than the conventionals. Because
You
you
can
get
see the
conventional.
leaf springs.
And conventional, you most certainly may. Yep.
Yeah.
And so, I believe I got my frame, nuts, bolts, cotter pins, brackets are all secure and in place. Okay, the next thing that's different on this side is my battery box. My battery box is secured to the bus. My door is. My batteries are secure. The wires are not torn or frayed. There's no excessive corrosion. No nesting in here. It all looks good to me because I am not a mechanic. And you can say that to them because they've really downsized this because of us not being mechanics. They just want to know that we're looking for safety issues. Right. Right. So the next thing here that's different is my stop arm. It comes out fully. All my lenses are not cracked, broken, or missing. Red, the proper color. My wires and my airbag here are not frayed or torn, and it's all secure to the bus. The next thing is my driver window. It operates smoothly and securely, shuts properly. And then I have my fuses. Both of them, they're both secured to the bus. My seals are all good on them. All my wires look like they're not frayed, torn, missing. They look all like they're in the proper place. There's no nesting in here. Same with this guy. All my wires here look like they're not frayed or torn. It looks like it's present and operational. And my latches all work properly. Alright, and that's it for this side of the bus, except for my mirrors here. My lenses are not cracked, broken, or missing. They're secure to the bus. Again, my lens is not cracked, broken, or missing. It's secure. I'm going to go ahead and hop over here. My lenses again are not cracked, broken, or missing, and they're all secure to the bus. I'm going to start at top again. I have my 5 clearance lights, yellow or amber. They're not cracked, broken, or missing. They're proper color. Again, my school bus sign is not torn, frayed, or missing. My red student loading lights are a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing. My yellow amber lights are a proper color, not cracked, broken, or missing. My windshield has no cracks, has no obstructions, only the legal sticker on it, no illegal stickers. The seals are not torn, frayed, weathered. My windshield wipers themselves are secured to the bus. My blade is not frayed, torn, or weathered. Same on the both sides. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with my hazards here. They are a proper color. They're not cracked, broken, or missing, and turn signals. My headlights, they have high low beams. They're clear, and they are working properly. Then I'll go ahead and open this line up for you. One more thing and we're done. Alright, well there's more than one thing in here. But this is it. Alright, so my windshield wiper motors are secured to the bus. All the wires are not frayed or torn. The hoses are not leaking. Yep, there's 2 of them. My power steering fluid, I would check it, I'd pull it out, wipe it clean, put it back in. It needs to be between fill and full. The hoses, clamps, all that, they're not leaking and they're present. My steering knuckle, no wait, joints, rods, sockets, knuckle, are all present and not leaking. It goes up to my steering arm, and it's secured to the bus. It goes up to the top of the bus, where is my steering box, and it's secured to the bus. I think I got everything there, right? Steering link, rods, arms, joints, yeah. And all my hoses and stuff, see, this is just frozen. And she has stuff in there. My windshield wiper fluid, the cap's on tight, it's between fill and full. And it's frozen right now.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Thank you. My radiator, this is my fan. My radiator's back here. I'm not seeing any leaks. The overflow and stuff is not leaking. All the hoses are operational. My coolant here needs to be between fill and full. Here's the full, here's the cold. Most of them run a little lower than the cold, especially when it's being used, but it's at the proper level. Then behind my radiator I have my water pump, my air compressor, and my alternator. They're all belt driven with no more than 1 inch play. The belt is not frayed or torn. They're all driven by the same belt. They're all secured to the bus. Right here I have my heater core. All my clamps are present. My hoses are not leaking. It's all secured to the bus. And I believe my bumper is secure. No leaks or leans or hoses hanging. And I believe that's my pre-trip for the DMV.